Hi there. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to a little bit of my day. If you were following me on Instagram this week, I know I didn't post much, but I did post something I got. I think it was Thursday. Apparently Thursday was National Thrifting Day, and I got this pin. It's actually one of those pins. And so I thought, I know where I'm putting that. And so it's on my thrift haul card. The little things that that excite you when you don't get out much. So, without further ado, let's look at what I thrifted, which wasn't very much. I did thrift another big round tea cup for my morning yogurt, and lately I've been doing the overnight oats, and I soak them in oat milk and mix in. I've found an Oikos zero fat high protein yogurt. So I mix that in too, and then I add berries and chopped walnuts, and it's apparently it's a super healthy breakfast. So, and I gotta tell you, it stays in my tummy all morning, and that's, for me, that's a rare thing. Usually I start getting snacky, and then that really bugs me because I don't want to have a snack, because then I spoil my lunch. So let's see. Of course, I needed more books. And then I think I need to get to work. I'm buying these books and I'm not transforming them. Hopefully next week will be a better week. Last week, I feel like I had something that I had to be at every single day. And the one day that I had to stay home, I just needed to put my feet up and just, So, fortunately, Thursday, one of my appointments was over in the city where a couple of the thrift stores that I like to go to, but I don't get to them very often, are. And that's where I got my Thrift Proud pin. And I do thrift proud. It took hubby a little while to get used to it, because at first he'd say, we're not poor. You can go shopping. And I'd say, it's not, it's, you don't get it. It's not, I'm not doing this to save money necessarily, but that's a bonus. I'm doing this for the thrill of the hunt and finding something unique. It's those who know. Those who are addicted, put your hand up. You know what? It is what it is, and I've surrendered to it. So I found this sweet little book. I don't know if it's coming across over the screen. It's a beautiful dark green. I love this on it. It is the Life Confessions, the Confessions of St. Augustine. I love that it still has this on it. So that will be staying on it. And it says St. Andrew's Library. And St. Andrew's Church, Halifax, Nova Scotia. So somehow it made its way all the way over to Ontario. So somebody moved here. I love this. So many things are staying right in it. It's old. This one is 1909, and it's beautiful. So, and again, if you're new here, I always check to make sure I am not having my way with a precious book. That these books are, when I check on like Abe Books and even eBay and that, there are plenty for sale. It's not rare. And I also, you know, for those who say it's inappropriate to alter a religious book, I'm very comfortable with it because I feel, oh, there's a bonus. I didn't even notice that when I first got it. I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy now. I'm going to have to find a way to put the new text block in. I truly believe in my heart of hearts, when I have the honor of transforming books such as this, I do it in a respectful way, not a mocking way. And I believe that I still give them a new chance at having a life with someone who will love it for what it is and what I have now added to it. Because obviously it was sitting on a thrift store shelf. It's ready to, its next step is for the recycle bin or the burn pile. So I'm giving it a second chance at being useful, and I think St. Augustine would like to be useful. So that's what I'm doing with this one. Look at this. Can you believe that cover? Oh, I've seen other Bunny Brown books before, but they've never been in very good condition, especially the illustration on the front has usually had somebody try and do artwork on it, or little hands doing artwork. I love little boys in strap and buckle shoes. Oh, it just, my heart melts like when I saw little Prince George and Prince Louis with their little buckle shoes on. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. I had one little grandson who his mummy had little buckle shoes for him. And, oh, he looked so cute in them. Anyhow, here's a good example. So when I redo this book, I will use this book, and I will definitely do a video, because remember when I was explaining how I seldom use metal book corners, but sometimes the corner looks like it's going to just be broken right off? This is one of them. It's not too bad. It's quite savable. I will be putting underneath here, I'll be taking, I'll be using my Greg knife and lifting the end papers, and I'll be reinforcing this with some very thin cardstock to get it to not want to bend. And then, yes, I will probably, this is one of those books that will get book corners on it. The other corners are fine, and had this corner been like these, I would have left it quite alone. But, and it's got quite a bit of water damage or somebody spilled lunch damage. Either way, it's damaged. It's not in, when I say good condition, it's the cover that I love, but these pages look like they're quite cracky. Let's see. No, not too bad. Not too bad at all. They actually feel quite mushy, and sometimes mushy is okay because it'll bend. Sort of like a willow tree. It bends and doesn't break. It would bend with the wind. We need Tanya Tucker singing in the background. Anyhow, I was thrilled with Bunny Brown, and of course it warms my heart because that's my maiden name, is Brown. So now this book is recent, so I didn't buy it for the cover. I bought it for the insides because the cover I'll still be able to use. I'll make use of this. These boards are great to, if I want to make another book, I can use those boards. What I love about this book, it's got fabulous illustrations in it. It's 1985. That was a good year for me. Someone wonderful landed in my life in 1985. All 9 pounds, 9 ounces. Look at this. It's just so beautiful. Different artists. I'm so in love. It's one of those books where I'm going to have to choose. I'm going to have to do a King Solomon's decision on which side gets to be used and which side has to be sacrificed. And although they're quite big, so normally for inside a journal, this really wouldn't appeal to me. But they're big enough that for a little book, they could make really beautiful end papers. And for a bigger book, they can make a really beautiful illustration for the front cover of a plain book with a book plate that says all sorts book. Because it would contain all sorts of things. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? A beehive. Oh. Anyhow, I could just keep... Look at the little bird. Oh my goodness. Now that I could find a way to put into a journal page. I love that. Little fairies. This is... anyhow, nope, someone's here. Hold on. It was nobody. I was hoping maybe it was Jeff Bezos delivering something wonderful for me. Goodness knows, the man could share, right? Oh, that's got to be Who Killed Cock Robin. The Valley of Tears. Oh. Anyhow, so I got that one for the illustrations. They're beautiful. They are stunning. Oh, let me show you some work I got done. I had a tiny little stamp book that my crush found for me, and then someone wonderful sent me a big stamp book, and it's just marvelous. It's so big, in fact. What I've done is I've put the stamps in the back, So my very last page is all Christmas stamps. And again, these stamps, thank you to everyone who has sent me stamps. There are a few things that evade me when I go thrifting and antiquing and yard sailing, and stamps are one of them. And I'm so blessed to have very generous subscribers send me things like stamps. So I usually sort things by color. For me, it helps my brain. I crave a color. So for me, like my books on my shelf, when it's time to make a new journal, I'm usually craving a new color of cover. And that's why I keep my books on my shelf that are destined to become journals. I have like 2 green shelves. I have a black shelf. I have 2 red shelves. A blue shelf, a brown shelf, and then I have a multicolored shelf. No, nobody's there. Sorry. And then this one page are just busy ones. So if they've got flowers or animals or seashells or guys, I put them on these pages. So there's the Queen Mum. How cute is she? Oh, love her. So I put those in the back with room to grow. And then I thought, in the front, I always have a hard time when I know that I want a teeny tiny little Victorian flower, or you know, the little Victorian scrap type things, and I usually find them in Hallmark books, the little books that you can give as a little gift with a card. But I also had again a wonderful subscriber say, I found a couple of books you might like, and they were cut out of Victorian, these tiny little things. So I had a lot of fussy cutting to do, and it was well worth it because these books were fabulous. And so what I've done is put all my, in the front of the book, put my little Victorian type things in here. Now these are not old. These are all reproductions because, of course, they're copyright free. So you yourself can usually find them online on various sites to print off yourself. I just try not to print things. And it's just more fun to find a book and do the fussy cutting and, you know, again, back to the thrill of the hunt. So this one is animals and birds and children, more children and cherubs. So that's what I've done there. This one, I still have to fussy cut them, but I wanted to put them out so that I would remember to fussy cut them. But anyhow, I'm very happy with being able to make use of this book. So the front is Victorian little ephemera things, and the back is stamps. So what I did was I labeled the spine so that I won't forget what's in it, because there was no title on this spine. And I know me, I'd put it over on that shelf and just think, all right, now where did I put all my stamps? Where did I put all my Victorian fussy cuts? And so now I want to find a place that's more obvious so that my brain will know where to go and hunt them. Now I hit my Michaels while I was out as well in the city that's a few towns over from me on Thursday, and I got some floss because this kind of floss is hard for me to find at thrift stores. And I really, really like it because it's twisted. So I hope the camera's picking it up. It's just so beautiful. And it's my favorite. It's not good for trying to separate into threads. The other embroidery floss is much better. You know, the 6-strand kind, and you can split it into 3 or however many strands you want. This one you have to use it at that thickness, but that's usually the thickness I'm looking for. And because I can find tons of the other kind at my thrift store, tons. This is what I like, and I wanted more for when hopefully I get to filling more of the Sunnyside skinny dips that I want to do, because I plan on doing the 3-hole pamphlet stitch right through the spine with those journals, and I want the threads to be pretty. So I got those. I had a 40% off coupon, so I always spend that on glue. Up here, this bottle of 3-in-1 in Canadian dollars is $21 and change. So 40% off is excellent. That's almost half price for me, which is fantastic. And if I'm ever out, there's always one of those coupons. Usually it's 30%. So I was thrilled when this month's was 40%. And I actually, if I'm back out there before the month is out, I should go in and get another one. The other thing to keep in mind for those of you who, like myself, are of a golden age, at least up here in Canada, they offer a senior's discount every single day at Michaels, but you have to ask for it. They will not offer it. It's there, but you're the one who has to ask for it. And then you get the senior's discount. So tuck that in the back of your head, because they won't remind you. A lot of stores will say, "Oh, would you happen to be a senior?" And that's very nice. Michael's employees are told not to do that, but that if the person asks, "Can I have my senior's discount?" then yes, they will give you, I think it's another 10% off. So don't forget to do that, because every little bit helps. Everything is so expensive. And as far as stuff that crafters like us making junk journals use, my Michaels, the only thing it had was it was fully stocked with, I think, every single color of Tim Holtz just Distress Oxide. No ink, just the oxide. Their pigmented ink, like this kind, the Ranger archival inks and that, they didn't have any of my favorite colors, so other people are obviously grabbing those as well to use instead to distress things. I think that's what's happening. And so they didn't have any of those in. And again, just the oxides. And I don't enjoy the oxide ink. So I know some do. And some make excellent use of them with the water. But I don't, I haven't done that much exploring with that, and I really should, at least in my own private journal. I should. Now, I ordered something on eBay, which I seldom do, but I really wanted them almost as a celebration of getting my eyes fixed. And some of you may not even know what these are. My husband didn't know what they were. He said, "Oh, are they monocles?" And they are not monocles. But if you're old enough, you will know what these are. I remember them very clearly. Let me lift up so that you can see what these are. This one's really thick. So these are what eye doctors used to have to use. They'd put a pair of empty glasses on you, and then they would start filling the little, they could actually put in a few into the glasses and have you read the chart on the far wall. And that's how they would know how to create your new prescription. And they'd have a huge tray on their desk, an angled tray with just hundreds of these lenses on it. And I remember them vividly because, of course, every year I would have to go down to Toronto Sick Children's Hospital to see the doctors who did the original surgery on my eyes when I was about 2. And it just, I mean, they don't use these anymore. You look into the electronic ones and the doctors just click, 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 click. Is this better? Is this better? A or B? B or C? You know what I'm talking about. Well, this used to be, and they would just switch out, is this better or is this better? But for me, one of my memories was the doctor who originally did my surgery was this older gentleman. And he actually did groundbreaking surgery. He's very well known here in Canada. There are many medical texts. There's actually a conference held up here in his name. His name was Dr. Lloyd Morgan. And he actually performed the second pediatric corneal transplant in North America, in North American eye surgery history. He did it here in Toronto, just the second one. He had to apparently talk a lot of the board doctors on the board, convince them that he could successfully do this to help a child. And he did my surgery, and I have a feeling that's why my eyes did so well. Dr. Morgan did my surgery. And then he was getting older, and he took on a new, younger doctor, and her name was Maria Arstikaitis. And she was wonderful. And again, she was another game changer for the medical world. To become an ophthalmologist as a woman, for her it was I believe the early 1950s that he took her on, and she also went on to write groundbreaking medical pieces and such. And I remember having to get used to her because as a child she had an accent. She was from Lithuania, I think it was. And she would put in the lenses and she'd say, and I mean this very respectfully because as a child, it took me a while to understand what was she saying. She'd say, "Is this better or worse? Better or worse?" And at first I'm thinking, what's she saying? Because I was too shy to speak up and say, I don't know, then I started figuring it out. Is this better or is this worse? And and then I caught on. Oh, better or worse? Children are. I could see how children learn languages quickly. My problem was I wanted to start saying verse, and I had to remember say it. I knew that this was her way of pronouncing worse. And but it was very hard not for me not to say it's verse. Anyhow, long story short, because I see I'm already at 30 minutes with all my gabbing, I realized what I want to do with one of these, but I had to buy 5 in order to get one. For my little celebration box, my victory box that I'm going to have. I still haven't decided what the background is going to be for me to put my glasses in, but I want it to look like a little junk journal library, and I wanted to put a little Catherine with her glasses in, not necessarily this one, I'll print off a new one. And then I want to use one of these lenses, and this is the one I like, because you know me, I like gold. And I think that's plus 800. And that would be about me. And use it as a picture frame and hang little Catherine up on the wall of my library, my victory library for my last pair of glasses that will get framed, and the little books, and I'm just really excited to make this all come together, but I've got to get working on books in the meantime. I do have the glass for it. I had to put it somewhere else because I cut myself with it. And I thought I better put this away before I either need stitches or I break it. So that's what I'm going to do with one of these ophthalmic lenses, antique ophthalmic lenses, is going to be like a little picture frame for a little Catherine in her glasses. And I just thought that was, someone thought about that a little Catherine had to go in there, and I thought, oh, yes! And then that's when I thought, oh, I could use one of these as a picture frame. I wonder if the regular little Catherine should go in. I'll have to try them all out and see. Anyhow, I went and used up 30 minutes chattering away. I'm going to see if I can do a second one now because I have to get to work. I do need to get the I have the signatures ready for A Strange Story, but they need to have their holes punched. They need to I think I got this ready. I got this ready. Oh, thank goodness. So I need to start sewing the signatures in, and I was able to save Ruth's name, so that got saved. And so hopefully maybe I will do a second one, but I'll post it tomorrow. And I even made for I used one of the chapter headings from the text block and made a tab, so that'll be going in, but I do that afterwards. So there we go. Thanks for joining me, I guess just for a show and tell chat, and tomorrow, and it will actually be later today, I'll get the signatures prepped to sew. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for your patience. I had a lousy week posting videos last week. Hopefully this coming week will be better. My calendar so far has nothing on it. And if I have my way, I am not leaving the house. That's the plan, Stan. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.